or your own cake topper like I did to Chrissie Mare's wedding cake that she keeps crying about, even though we put it to rest and gave it a cake funeral and everything. I don't think she'll ever get over it, honestly. But now they've moved on to other things, actually. Now, instead of talking as much about the cake, now Chrissie is talking about well, we'll get into it, but she's talking about my health issues, and now that's a thing to talk about, I guess. About reasons to not like Brittany because she has a corn allergy, and it's inconvenient for everyone else. And it really reflects on her whole attitude about the cake thing too. Remember how I had an allergic reaction to it, and her reaction wasn't, "Are you okay?" Her reaction is, "Bitch ate my cake," even though I said that she could. So we'll be covering that today. And yeah, she's been up. So here's the timeline of names we've given Chrissie Mare. Okay, we have Craigslist Chrissie, right? And that got on, and then Casino was saying it too. I don't know if they thought of it too, if we independently thought of that, but that was pretty funny if they did. So there's Craigslist Chrissie. Then it became Pissy Mare. Well, no, it became Sweepy Mare, Craigslist Chrissie, Pissy Mare, and now we have Chlamydia Chrissie. This is the actual timeline of events right now. You were here. You were at Chlamydia Chrissie. And it's been insane. Somehow, like, you know, God forbid a black bitch take a weekend off for herself. Now I gotta deal with Chlamydia Chrissie. She was on stream talking about how her Craigslist adventures gave her an STI. Can't make this up. And I want to reiterate one more time before we get into the segment. Yeah, people are calling her Gummy Mare too. I forgot that one. But before we get into the segment, I just want to reiterate that everything I've been making fun of Chrissie for has all been public. This has been nothing that's like private gossip. This has all been things that have been on the internet, public information, mostly things she's talked about. Or things that are like, things that were already out there and I'm commenting on. So she, however, did not go down that route, while also jingling the keys, being like, doing a veiled threat. I could say so much about her. She has so many things she did in real life, you know, jingle, 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 jingle. Hoping you guys super chat for it. Jingle, 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 jingle. And, but, you know, she tries to act like she's taking the high route as she's on stream, laughing along about making fun of me for having a medical issue that's like, so, you know, I don't want to hear it from her about me calling her Chlamydia Chrissie. Maybe we gotta shorten it to make it YouTube friendly. Clim Chrissie? Because I don't know if I'd get away with saying that on YouTube over and over. Maybe we'll just keep the Craigslist Chrissie for the YouTube highlights. Clemmy? Yeah, let's call her Clemmy Chrissie. How about that? Clemmy Mare? Alright, Clemmy Mare it is. Wonderful. Thank you guys. Always on your toes. Brody says the rage quit, Chrissie, wash your ass. Yeah, with Reach Street soap. She can get the orange one. Like her. What'd she do with $1,000? So, to recap, Chrissie Mare needed money when she was like 30 years old. So she often responded to Craigslist ads, and then she responded to one for an orgy. And I believe this is the same one. Sometimes she changes the details of the story. It seems like inconsistent here or there, based on what we reviewed, if you guys remember the last streams. But the gist is, she responds to a Craigslist ad. It's for sex work, and she wants it really bad. So she meets this guy at 11 a.m. at a hotel bar, and then she sucks his dick in the public bathroom for a job. And then she didn't even get the job. And she was like, I don't know why, but $1,000 is the magic number. So that's why people are saying $1,000. Just a quick little recap. This actually, she talked about this publicly on stream. And we had reacted to it. A bunch of other stuff too. that I didn't even bother to upload to YouTube because there's just so much. So many of her stories where she's going online, talking about her pussy, talking about she slept with 30 guys in like a month. Like talking about, yeah, I was scheduling them in. I'm probably forgetting something else too. Oh yeah, her responding to Craigslist ads for massaging men to give them happy ending, and then them not even paying for her cab home. So you have to understand the type of person we're dealing with here, and she hasn't changed. I know people always like a good redemption story, but she's still, you know, people donate money and ask her to shake her tits and she'll do it. You know, she did it on Cecil's stream, for example, which we went over, and she also still has porn stars on and is like promoting them, and you'll see more of that as well. I found a clip that another YouTuber posted that was very good that we'll be watching. She basically had this porn star on talking about how to properly like bend over to get fucked. That's essentially what it was. It was teaching the audience how to get plowed by a porn star. So this is what she had 2 weeks before her Catholic confirmation. So she was already a Catholic, already in the process of officiating it, and she has this stream with this porn star that's teaching the audience, literally spreading her twat open, airing out her twat on Chrissie's stream, and teaching the audience, including any girls watching, how to properly pop their pussy. There was another thing that was under the category of sex work that Chrissie did that we hadn't covered before, that Red Bar had covered as well, which we'll get to, but there's a lot to get through. So unfortunately, guys, I don't think we're gonna guys, the most recent simcast she did was 4 hours, 4.5 hours. Then the Melonie stream, that's another hour and a half, right? She did a second stream with Melonie Mac, and then like, so you understand how much time that is. I can't I can do my best and I get the highlights and I look over the transcript, but I can't sit here and watch 5 hours of content with you guys. And quite frankly, it's not worth your time either. You guys would get bored and click off because most of it is the same old shit that she was talking about last week. You know, you click a random part and it's just the same old talking points, the same stuff as the last simcast where Carmen left because Chrissie got uppity, that she was like, well, you know, I didn't learn how to apologize till I was 30, and Chrissie did not like that comment. So she ended up leaving, being silent after that, then leaving. BM, $10. Thank you, BM. Bravo. Round of applause for Clamy Mayor. Please no jazz hands, clapping only. Yeah, can we get some applauses in the chat? Judo Joe Black, thank you for the skull emoji. And all these pennies. Wonderful. Quick rundown on what's going on with the Chrissie Mayer stuff. So, just to be clear, so for example, I saw the bearing video on Chrissie Mayer, and I thought that the segment was funny where he was pointing out Melonie Mac's exact voice frequency and like how to mute it out with earplugs. That was funny. But he mentioned in the video that it's like girl drama, whatever. And I wanted to add on to that. There is girl drama for sure, because Chrissie wanted to start dragging my name through the mud about how I ate her wedding cake and how I wore the same color, even though they wore 10 different shades of blue, as her bridesmaids. And I was supposed to psychically know her headcanon color or whatever the fuck. And she turned it into that, but I wanted to be clear that while some of it is girl drama due to her lying, dragging my name through the mud and whatever, and us laughing about some things here and there, the main point of contention here in the first place for all of this happening is Chrissie Mayer, or Sweepy Mayer, sweeping for Melonie Mac and the quartering and covering up for Melonie's boss, helping her cover up for him. You know, the quartering to platforming the Keno Casino, and Chrissie had on Melonie Mac, and they proceeded to sweep it away and pretend Jeremy didn't deplatform the Keno Casino, even though the evidence says otherwise. And quartering openly talked about how he was going to get them taken down, both privately with Josh Moon, the owner of Kiwi Farms, and publicly. And he did so. And their case showed that the same person who was involved with both cases got taken off the case because the Kino Casino escalated it. So there's even more implications that it's recording. There's really no reason we shouldn't believe it's him. He's provided evidence otherwise. He was bragging about how he could get them taken down. So why would we not believe that? But Melonie Mac doesn't. She still denies them to this day. Melonie Mac's on Twitter typing how the quartering didn't flag anyone, right? She's in complete denial. So she goes on Chrissie Mayr's podcast, sweeping for him, saying, oh, it's just SJWs. It's just the woke left, the woke mob trying to cancel, trying to lie and falsely reframe this as if it's just crazy wokies when it's the Kino Casino. Like, how are you going to call them woke leftists? Like, that doesn't make any sense. They're edgier than Chrissie. So Chrissie's nodding along with Melonie on the stream and not giving any pushback despite knowing all of this. We have the footage from when she was on Nina and Venti's stream. She was informed about this, shown a lot of this. Nina told her a day of about Melonie, and Chrissie brushed her off. So Chrissie has on Melonie Mac to, because she sees Melonie Mac's popping and she wants some super chats, completely just disregards the super chats, trying to tell her how Melonie swept for the quartering and co-signed this deplatforming. And Chrissie nodded along about it. Oh, the critics are just, you know, SJWs and leftists. And then she lied about trying to have me on to give some pushback and tell the truth on Chrissie's quote-unquote free speech platform as she's helping covering for the quartering deplatforming. So that really is the main point of contention. It was that she has a lack of accountability. She lied about trying to have me on to give pushback. She knew what was going on and she helped sweep for the quartering. That is the main idea, and that's not girl drama. Like, there was some drama that came along with it, of course, but that was the main thing. And I just want to make that crystal clear, that that's the main point of this, is that Chrissie gave zero pushback, feigned ignorance, and helped Melonie, who co-signed Jeremy, sweep it along and do a cover-up for the quartering, as the Kino Casino, you know, their editor doesn't even get to have an income from that anymore because of Jeremy. She continues to this day to put the blame on me. She continues to this day to not take accountability and also lie about me and saying that, you know, all the wedding stuff we went over with the cake drama, and her saying I messaged her too late when she had Melonie on, which was a lie. And she saw the message and she admitted she lied. I messaged her 40 minutes before Melonie left. Chrissie had red receipts on. And I saw her see the message, so that's how I knew she lied. And she proceeds to lie to my face on that stream. So that's what is happening here, just to be super clear. And then later on, Chrissie laughed about my dead cat, my then dying cat, that I spent some of her last days away from my cat. I spent her last days helping Chrissie with Simcast in real life to do a panel while my cat was under care by my friend slash neighbor. And when I came back, I had to put her down the next day. And again, my point in mentioning that was to explain that I made sacrifices for Chrissie, and how she repaid me was to lie about me, try to make me look bad, and completely be a hypocrite to her own brand. And then now gossiping about me, right? So that's how she repays me. And speculating about my personal life. So again, I would love to reiterate that I am only covering things that are online. So, with that said, Chrissie Mayr had a Melonie Mac Part 2 episode. She doubled down. Because it wasn't bad the first time around enough. After all this, right? So this is what Chrissie Mayr opens with on her show with Melonie Mac. That is pre-recorded. There are no viewers, basically, like less than 300 viewers watching this from when I checked in. There's not a lot of money. It was like, let me pull up how much it was, just for context. You know, she's trying to grift off of this while calling me a grifter, by the way. She's trying to grift off her mistakes, Chrissie, and having Melonie Mac on again. This is her first stream. She made $750 talking to Melonie, right? Now, this is her second stream, or a pre-recorded stream in this instance, where she made $110 Melonie Mac, because she needs to have her little hug box, which is less entertaining, so she made less money. And people are really not liking how Chrissie is handling all this by her lack of accountability. And you'll see that with how she opens her stream.
Ooh, welcome to another episode of the
Did she just fucking moo?
Ooh, welcome to another episode of the Chrissie Mayer podcast. This is a very exciting episode. I've done a lot of thinking. And it's time I talk.
I don't think she does a lot of thinking. I
have a very special guest who we tried to have a very meaningful conversation about things important to us 2 weeks ago. But
isn't her presentation, the way she says this, like, isn't that so annoying?
Who we tried to have a very meaningful conversation about things important to us 2 weeks ago.
Not the nervous laugh. Jarhead2167, with friends like Chrissie, who needs a dedicated hater? You know, can you believe people were saying that to me too, though? Like, they have in their head, they twist it.
But we were a bit bombarded by the chat. We were a bit ambushed. But you know, well, we're stronger and better now. Welcome back to the show. Ooh, welcome.
This is her intro in summary. Moo! Welcome. That's all I heard just now. So she opens immediately with, oh, you know what, guys, we tried. We got bombarded. We got attacked. We're being bullied. So she's continuing this narrative about how she's being bullied, which is part of the initial issue with her addressing all of this in the first place, again, with the lack of accountability. But she doubles down on it and has Melonie on. That stream where I was on with Chrissie was trying to shift. I don't know if you caught on to that, but other people were bringing it up, and they're like, well, Melonie knew, and you know, because she knew Chrissie, she kind of put you in that situation, and like it was trying to be steered that way. Like, yeah, obviously Melonie knew that like there would be some people spamming oranges, right? But I didn't like that it being shifted to like, oh, it's on Melonie. Like, Chrissie is the host. It was her job to handle this correctly, and she didn't. And so Chrissie was kind of with everyone else throwing Melonie under the bus, being like, well, yeah, you know, I'm hearing one thing from one friend, Nina, and another thing from another, Melonie. And she's trying to put the blame on Melonie, right? So it's so weird that she has her back on as if nothing happened, as if she didn't do that. But I guess Melonie is desperate enough for allies at this point that she'll just take it. They're both pretty desperate for allies at this point. Brody says to Rage Quit, too bad you aren't a man. Chrissie still wouldn't have taken accountability, but you might have gotten a blowy for your trouble. Yeah. And you really see that with her. And, you know, I think when she's telling these sex stories, like about her having her Craigslist encounters to all these guys, I think she's like trying to impress them or something. She always thinks from a mindset of like appeasing people for her to get ahead. So the way she just like lets men for so long to such a level, to such an extent at like 30 years old, like that's a early mid-20s kind of behavior, teenager behavior of like having the dating mistakes and picking bad people, whatever. Like, obviously people can do things, you can't be psychic, right? But she's on Craigslist giving happy endings at 30 years old, right? So it's like, that's what I mean when I say pick me. It's like you will do anything to try to get ahead with a guy, to be a people pleaser for them so that it benefits you. It's this weird combination. And the stream itself isn't very interesting, and Chrissie does this basically to own the trolls. But really, her having this second stream with Melonie just really puts that final nail in the coffin, where it shows that she doesn't have consistency and she doesn't have integrity about freedom of speech. She was caught in several lies, so now anything she says is to be assumed to be a lie. Why would you assume at this point Chrissie's telling the truth when she's caught in so many lies and she cannot take accountability? She is somebody who sets herself up to lie. Now it's like, oh, well, I'm having Melonie Mac on again after I threw her under the bus. Actually, like, I'm owning the trolls. Like, you're owning yourself. You're owning your own wallet. And you can tell she's really getting desperate for the money. For example, she leaves this comment on her stream and she types, guys, the angrier you are, the more you should super chat it. It helps. She seems pretty desperate. And as we know, in the prior stream, she talked about how she needed diaper money and how can she be called a grifter on Cecil's stream? How can she be called a grifter when she doesn't even make a lot of money? Yeah, she's DSP maxing. Literally, she's on YouTube asking for diaper money, but refuses to actually create content. It is giving DSP. During this stream with Melonie, you know, she's talking about Christian stuff, and she also is blaming the devil for all of this. So, like,
yeah,
because
I'm just
she can't take accountability, it's the devil. She's blaming everything on the devil without acknowledging herself and the bad things she's doing by lying, being a bad Christian, lying on me, despite how much I helped her, as I explained earlier. When she was a small channel, I did Simcast for free. Gave up time with my dying cat to help her, had to put her down next day, and then she's laughing about it. Laughing about Nina crying over their friendship and her burning that too, because Nina tried to help her. So Baring made this video, and Baring made this video mainly to point out Chrissie and Melonie blaming everything on the devil.
Know that I'm in God's hands because I look at every aspect of what's happened over the past 2 weeks, and I know that my actions and words do not equal what is coming back at me. Yep. This is I know that this has to be spiritual.
I mean, it's like when you're a hammer, everything's a nail. You know what I mean? Like newly converted Christian, it must be the devil.
It made me realize something.
Everything's a nail in the coffin, more like.
Thing too. Another reason, like, why I'm grateful for everything and the position I'm in today, is because I think the devil wants to shame people who have had a messy path to Christ or a messy path to getting closer to God.
Wait, so people are pissed off at you on the internet for whatever reason. As I said, it's kind of stupid gay chick drama. But it's...
And like I said, I don't agree that it's all chick drama. Some of it turned into that, but really the premise was about deplatforming and Chrissie Mayr failing to be consistent, being a free speech platform, and allowing Melonie to sweep for Jeremy as she knew what was going on, as we saw with her being informed of this on Nina Infinity's stream 2 weeks prior, and Nina Infinity messaging her the day of about the Melonie and Jer stuff, and how, you know, everyone super chatting her the day of, telling her how Melonie co-signed Jeremy deplatforming.
It's really just the devil working through the haters. You see what I'm saying?
There is an element of narcissism to this whole newborn Christian shit. Honestly, in a world of fucking child trafficking and slavery and prostitution, the devil is working his ways through trolling you.
Yeah, the devil's sitting there devising up a big scheme to fuck with Chrissie Mayr.
Yeah. All right, what have I got on the list for today?
The devil already got her. I don't know. She's like, you know, it's like, does she not realize, like, in her mind, in her, like, Christian logic, like, the devil already got you. Like, look how you're acting. You're in the trenches again, despite converting. She's out here lying about me, lying about the wedding cake, the bridesmaid stuff, lying about her saying that I messaged her too late and that she didn't see the message, her not owning up to it to my face up until the next day, laughing about my dying cat at the time, like all these different things. And not to mention, obviously she has her past stuff, but I know people are like, well, people can change. She hasn't. The devil would love you, Chrissie. It's the same way how the devil loves Pearl Davis, who we'll get to. The devil also would love Chrissie Mayr in the context of the framework of Christianity.
Well, speaking of God, God makes an appearance in this too.
Oh, he does. Oh, how miraculous.
God wants to sometimes crush your ego or crush the
we die to our flesh.
Whatever you built up for yourself, just to remind.
By the way, can I just say, Melonie looks rained on here. She fucked up her hair. That's a shame. You know, she had nice hair before. Like I think she's naturally curly and she straightens it, but it looked nice before, and then now it's like she kind of looks rained on.
Christians, one thing I absolutely admire about Christians, right, is the sense of community and all that.
For
Hold on.
God's sake.
Oh yeah, that was my point. Like the devil uses shame to keep you from becoming who you're supposed to be.
It's God, it's the devil. Actually, it's God, it's the devil, it's God.
By the way, she says this as she's gossiping about me, proactively, to this day. But she's talking about, oh, the devil uses shame. It's like, aren't you doing the same thing? You're like lying about me. You're trying to do a reputation destruction in the sense of like through personal means of like, oh, I knew her. Here are these stories. Her and her bestie on her stream. Is that not her using shame or attempting to and poorly doing so?
Devil, actually, it's God, it's the devil, it's God and the devil.
It's super evil. I remember watching The Exorcist and thinking, that devil and his shame tactics, he is such a cad.
Such a cad.
Yeah, a cad.
The fuck is a cad?
A cad is like an old term for, you know, a cheeky bastard.
It's great.
Welcome back to the show, Miss Melonie Mac.
Oh, kill that voice. Don't kill her. I'm not saying kill her. I would never say that.
Kill this show. What the
Everyone posting mute Mel in the chat.
is this?
Yeah, I know. That voice, though, is like nails on a chalkboard.
Which one?
Well-
They're both annoying.
I think Melonie's a bit worse.
I don't know, man, but this is dragging out some internalized misogyny in me. And what the hell is with Melonie Mac? What does she always sit?
I know what sugar means here. That happens when I watch Pearl. So I know exactly what she means. Or like if I watch like Pokimane.
There like a doll with eyes that flutter like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Why
yeah.
does she do that?
I don't know.
She looks like a stunned mullet, like she's got mascara in her eyeball or something, and it's irritating her eye.
Right?
Drunkards.
Ah, that voice! I can't take that voice. I did a little bit of sweepy queuing.
So he actually finds the frequency. I'm gonna just fast forward.
It's right there. It's at about the 2 kilohertz range, right?
It's
The
terrorizing.
2 kilohertz in that laugh is the fucking annoying frequency,
Hearing.
right? Now we got to think about her
You know,
husband
for a Christian woman, she's sure got the devil's cackle, huh?
because she's newly married, and we got to
It's got
save
like
her mother.
a witch cackle.
So the annoying spot is at 2K. So this is what happens if we filter everything over 2K. But I found this product, right? You're welcome, Johnny Junkers. They're called Erasers Hi-Fi Dentist's Earplugs, right? And what they do is they filter out any frequencies above 2K and give you about a 19 decibel reduction in sound, which is perfect for Melonie Mac's laugh. See, these things are specifically designed for dentists so they don't get their ears up by the drilling sound. So what we're basically saying is Melonie Mac's laugh is equivalent to a dentist's drill.
You know you've
Isn't that insane? That her laugh is literally ear piercing. You have to understand, Melonie, if you go on her Bible channel, let me see if I can find it. If you go back to Melonie's early days when she was younger, like in her 20s, her voice is like a little bit softer. It's like, it's normal. It just sounds like a normal feminine voice. So I'm not quite sure what happened there. It was Melonie Mac Bible study. I think that's where I had heard her voice and I was like, oh, so she can use it correctly. Like she is aware of how to speak softer.
Bible time with Melonie Mac because, you know, it's been laid on my heart and a goal for me to encourage as many people as possible to read the Bible and to hear.
And obviously she can't like speak maybe this soft on stream, but there's gotta be a middle ground, right? Between doing a dentist drill frequency and this.
Then God said,
See, it doesn't even sound like her. If I played this, would you guys have guessed that was her? There's no way you guys would have guessed that was Melonie Mac. So in addition to that, in addition to them blaming the devil consistently throughout their conversations, during this time as well, Chrissie is around May 18th and 19th retweeting all of these different tweets. So this is while the last simcast happened, not this most recent one, but the one where Carmen left and I had reacted to it. Around that time, like that time period, she's retweeting all of these different Christian quotes for her to cope because she thinks she's the victim. So she retweets stuff like the second one, let me pull it up. It was like 7 different ones all over her timeline, and it says like, stop explaining yourself to demons, recognize when you're no longer talking to a person but their demon. That spirit is seeking to cause confusion. I'm not trying to understand you. You know, as they say, how did they say it again? The call's coming from inside the house, I believe. Another one. Stop giving people power to decide your emotional state. When you allow someone's attitude, words, or actions to control your joy, you have unknowingly placed them in the throne of your heart. This is Chrissie retweeting based on her people-pleasing tendencies for herself to get ahead. How it's like, oh, the devil, and you can't let them control you. It's very thinly veiled what she's trying to get at here. The enemy thinks they will silence you with shame. So she's talking about how dare we bring up her getting on her knees in the bathroom and her Craigslist encounters with Clamy Mayer. How dare we talk about it? But she can do whatever she wants. She can gossip, she can lie, do whatever, right? God wants to use your story to set others free, as she continues to do the same thing. So it ends with, what they mean for evil will be used for good. Please explain to me how the following clip is used for good. How is this clip used for the betterment of her viewers or women watching, little girls maybe watching? I don't know. We're gonna play Chrissie Mayer having on porn stars.
Basically, she's about to give you...
showing off their various pounding positions, okay?
Basically, she's about to give you a whole rundown of different poses that you should be doing as a porn model.
Okay, so we have.
No, let's get to the poses.
Feet out.
Okay, guys, are you ready? So we're gonna.
Are you guys ready?
I don't know if
So she's already showing feet. She's spreading her coochie open, okay? Spreading it out there for her viewers. For Chrissie, this is Chrissie Mayer's podcast. You know, we have our Catholic here with her wet spot poster in the background right there. And this woman literally spreading twat for the audience.
I should do that.
First things first. The
Tee
feet,
hee.
it's not just feet, you guys. It's not
Time to
just
get into a
feet,
full
okay?
Nelson.
It's not.
Chrissie
how to
Mayer
dress you.
approved.
So, hold
A
on.
lot of fans would love it, which means
She wasn't deep
like,
enough. Hold on.
this is
Okay.
something that does.
So how is this for the betterment of her audience? For her having porn stars on, or like OF women, however you want to categorize this. How does this help anyone? Her having these OF women on to do the spread eagle for her stream. I almost like want to cover it. It just looks that bad that I want to cover it with my camera actually.
And you like flip off the camera. And then our next pose.
We're learning
Yeah,
so
hold on. We got
much.
one more
We're
pose.
learning so much. So this next
Or
one.
I think there's at least one more.
Camera's here. Ass is here. Right? Or
This
penis
fucking
is.
crazy.
You said-
Thankfully,
and they
we've
will
got,
actually get
great
turned on if they see,
soldiers like
vagina.
her.
But you know, everyone else is the devil. Everyone else is the evil one, right?
Leading our young women
Perhaps
astray.
tease content. You the angles. I'm gonna teach you guys how to be a foot
But
goddess.
she's promoting this.
Yeah, here's how to be a
I'm
foot
gonna teach
goddess. Everybody
how to be a foot
listen
goddess
in.
on social
Okay.
media, how to coach. My name was
Brought to you from Christian Chrissie Mayer. Get ready.
I'm gonna teach
Strap
you guys
in.
about
Okay.
the-
Okay.
When you're doing booty queen approved content,
Okay.
Booty Queen approved. We're talking about the best undergarments to sell porn content.
women,
I'm gonna be a Catholic in 2 weeks, so
Asian people.
2 weeks. We're 2 weeks away.
That's a crazy follow-up statement. Yeah, so I'm gonna be a Catholic actually. Retard alert. Like my triangle just tried to. Did you see that? It was too retarded for the triangle. Once a day Valtrax. I'm guessing this is a chlamydia medicine from the context. Ask your doctor if Valtrex is right for you. Herpes? How do you know that? How'd you type that in chat so fast? Judo, is there something you want to share with the chat? How the fuck did you know that? And by the way, the clip with the veiled threat, it's the same simp. It's the same fucking simp. That was like, that was told by Chrissie he's gonna get tip photos for defending her. You guys remember that from last stream or like 2 streams ago? It's the same simp that super chatted her that led to her making that veiled threat. So I found it interesting that not only did Chrissie have a history of being, you know, Craigslist Chrissie, Clamy Mare, Pissy Mare, among other mythos. I saw this clip from Red Bar about Chrissie Mare selling semi-nudes.
They have more. Chrissie Marr has been posting semi-nudes. Look at this. Chrissie Marr from Compound America.
Semi-nudes?
Yeah, she needs money. Somebody said to her, times are tough for a lot of people right now. Show your support. Chrissie Marr Gum Fridays. And then Chrissie retweeted this saying, enjoy my semi-nudes, Kayla, and thank you. And we're like, wait, what's going on? What semi-nudes? And then we went to her Patreon, right?
Yes.
Everyone has a patron. How pathetic.
Again, I want to give context for this. She is selling semi-nudes. Chrissie Mare is selling semi-nudes. And she has a long history of this. Doing Craigslist happy endings with strangers. Her saying she booked 30 guys in 1 month. Her bragging about it. Her telling the bathroom story where she's on her knees trying to get a job. To do some other sex work. And she has a long history of this, and then having porn stars on, opening their legs on her show as she's saying, yeah, I'm converting to Catholicism. So she hasn't changed much.
Chrissie Marr is creating a patron. Select a membership.
Creating comedy. So she's selling semi-nudes and calling it comedy. What a joke. That might be the funniest joke she's ever told.
$8 for pics, please. Oh my God, look at this. $8 a month. Pics, please. Okay, so you don't care about videos or learning about me. You just want to see.
Hold up. How much is Anissa's OnlyFans? Tier 1 for Anissa on her alternative OF site is $10 a month. So even Anissa is selling it for more. That's insane. Anissa's out competing you, and this is when Chrissie was younger. This is from some years ago. They're like the same age or close to it. I think Chrissie's a few years older, but they're in the same age group.
Pictures that I haven't posted.
People are willing to pay more market value for Anissa Jomha's coochie. People are willing to pay more. I don't know what to tell you guys.
Pictures that I haven't posted
or
on
implied photos as well, because Anissa has a tier system. So tier 1's $10, and then tier 3, for example, is $30, and then tier 4 is $85. So even in their respective tier systems, with like how much they're showing, Anissa's market value for a coochie is more than Chrissie Mare or Clamy Mare.
You just want to see pictures that I haven't posted on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. I get it. It's fine. Ew. Imagine giving pictures to men who crave pics. For $12 a month, you get everything.
For only $4 more, you get everything.
You like me. You really like me.
Oh, it's so pathetic. How is it that Anissa has a more dignified, I know it's funny to say that about an alternative OF page, but like she has a more dignified page than Chrissie does. How is that possible? She's like, please like me. Oh my God, thank you so much for paying $4 more.
Oh, thank God you signed up for this. You aren't just about superficial pictures. You want to see where I'm performing. You want videos. You want interviews. You will be the first to know about everything I'm up to, EXO. $25 a month. Imagine this. $25 a month for Chrissie Marr something. This is what you get. All the stuff from before, but I'm also going to send you a monthly gift. What are you, Adam and Eve sex toy shop?
This morning when we were looking at this, there was another section. Remember I showed you at the top? There was like 2 links with a hidden picture, and it was like naughty. Like it was hashtag.
Yeah.
Now I don't see that. And I just
No.
went to check on my phone.
And I told
see-
you to take a screenshot. I mean,
Well, I guess you guys can check the archives for that. After, you know, Chrissie has her little melty retweeting all this like Christian cope about how it's actually the devil after her, and her having a part 2 with Melonie. I know you guys were like, you know whose take we're dying to hear all about? Chrissie? Melonie? Wrong. It was actually Keanu that everyone was dying to hear from. And Keanu, not Keanu Reeves, Keanu is Chrissie's second brain cell to Chrissie's senile memory. And Keanu is also an OF woman, in case you're wondering. And she had a whole thing about me, and Alyssa Clips did an excellent clip of it as well. Yeah, so Keanu actually had some issues with Melonie Max saying F***, and apparently she cried about it. Chrissie later on in the recent stream had asked Melonie about why she says F***, and then she tells Keanu that she asked about it because it made Keanu cry or something because she loves gay people so much. And then she said, oh, but I forgot what she said. So it was like the most retarded thing ever.
Yeah, I was definitely, oh God, I've been cheated on so many times. It's like, which one can I talk about? The first time was my very first boyfriend. I was 22 years old. I dated him because he had an apartment on the Upper East Side. He lived on 86th and 3rd. And I met him on New Year's Eve. It was just like he met me at like 2 a.m., which on New Year's Eve is cleanup crew. You know what I mean? Like the guys are sweeping and I was the equivalent of like what was left. So, and I was.
Damn, she's already calling herself used goods. And this is a stream that's a few years ago. She's calling herself washed up.
And then, you know, one thing led to another. But anyway, we're dating. And I remember he brought me out to the beach one day, like Long Beach. And he was like, Chrissy, I have to tell you something. I have chlamydia. And we even dated for like a few months already. And I was like, what?
Now you do.
I don't understand. And I was like,
Chrissy has chlamydia!
Too, was the other end of it.
She's Clamy Mare!
He's been sleeping with his Russian tutor because he had to learn Russian because he had some.
And he's cheating on her.
Software coders in the Ukraine that he worked with. So he was learning Russian, I guess, to fucking talk to them. I don't know. So I was like, okay, that sucks. It didn't occur to me to break up with him.
Let's get some claps in chat for that. The clap. Yeah. Didn't occur to her to break up with him after he cheated on her.
Thought that having a boyfriend meant you just deal with the shit, you know? You're like, all right, well, let's go to friendlies. I don't know.
Russian chlamydia. That's big.
Like a fierce for chlamydia.
I mean, that's like pre-China COVID. You know.
Yeah, all the pills were in a different language. It was brutal.
At least
What hasn't this woman done? Seriously, at what point is it just like, you know what, Brittany? You're actually just factually correct for saying that she's a whore. Like, this is just objectively true. Like, what else? What else? She's literally slept around so much with Craigslist ad people. She slept around with Craigslist strangers so much that she got the clap. And she didn't even get paid for it, apparently. Again, I don't know which is worse, getting paid or not getting paid, but her price is low.
he was honest with you.
Yeah.
I guess, but then
So it goes to show that her having her little Craigslist encounters had some consequences too, because I don't know if this is in the timeline of events, if this happened before the 30 guys in 1 month that she was talking about that she met with off of Craigslist, or after, right? Or like where her being in the bathroom on her knees for a job. I don't know where it is on the timeline. I know she was like at least like 30 years old, 29 at the youngest. For a lot of this, I know for this story, she says she's in her early 20s. So that means that this came before. Okay, so this came before her meeting up with those Craigslist guys. So that means she had the clap and then continued to have Craigslist encounters with like 30 different guys. That's insane. Oh my God. She didn't learn her lesson. So guys, this isn't like she was in a relationship and the guy cheated on her and, you know, it was just not her fault. She couldn't foresee it. It's like, no, she got this, stayed with the guy who's cheating on her, and then proceeded to go have Craigslist happy endings. Chlamydia is not the clap. I know, but it's funny. No, like, how is it that you go through this and you get an STI, you become Clamy Mayor, and then you go continue to do Craigslist encounters, and then they don't even have to, you know what? Craigslist strangers for not paying for her cab home, actually. Who knows what she spread? No, seriously. Because she's just careless. She's just staying with this guy who has Clamy Mayor staying with this guy. And then he cheats on her again. And then she just goes hooking up with strangers.
And he cheated on me.
Yeah, she is a biohazard. She's a walking biohazard.
Yes, but then he cheated on me again with this other girl from college.
See?
I would find these really long black hairs in the bed, and I'd be like, my gut would tell me, because I had very short blonde hair at the time.
God, he's lazy cheater.
God.
Yeah. So let's go over what we've learned about Clamy Mayor so far. We know that she got on her knees in the Craigslist bathroom. I'm sorry, she got on her knees in the hotel bar public bathroom to try to get a job with a guy she just met at 11 a.m. She did Craigslist encounters with many, many men to the point where she said she was scheduling in and there was like 30 guys in 1 month, words out of her own mouth. She's talking about how she got an STI from her cheating boyfriend, stayed with him, is getting who knows whatever else because he cheated again. I'm missing something here. Oh yeah, and then she sells her semi-nudes for less than what Anissa sells hers for. And then she's a swinger. She also said she was swinging at like 30 years old, same time as she did the bathroom BJ. I wouldn't be sitting here gossiping and getting personal like that. I really wouldn't. And now she found Christ. Again, it's like she hasn't changed. She had on the porn star promoting this exact lifestyle that she's talking about from when she was back in her 20s and 30s.